He's the T-Rex of political talk. Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network.
Welcome back to the Alex Jones Show on this live December 4th, 2014 edition. I'm David Knight, your host today. Joining us this hour, joining us right now is Lionel. He's a Renaissance lawyer, news decoder, First Amendment sentry, and a New York-based television legal analyst. And so I want to see what he's seeing there on the ground and also talk to him about what's going on with grand juries. Kind of fill us in a little bit about how that works. Lionel, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, sir.
Now, you're based in New York. What have you been seeing? What have you seen over the last 24 hours there?
Well, reaction that I've got to say. I'm absolutely thrilled that finally Americans are getting off of their collective duffs and reacting. For the most part, it was peaceful.
Good.
It might have been obstructionary or obstructional, whatever the particular adjective is, but very, very peaceful. The NYPD has been, I think, equally as accommodating. So there's a part of me, David, that says, great for the First Amendment, great that finally, instead of sitting home and, tweeting and favoriting or retweeting, somebody's actually speaking out. Now, I'm not saying everybody necessarily is correct in what they're protesting. There's a lot that's going on here, but it doesn't really matter. The First Amendment rings true, and I'm very proud as an American to see that people are utilizing that right and peacefully.
That's good. And so you're not seeing the New York police essentially getting kind of provocative in the way they interact with the crowds like they did in Ferguson, kind of getting in their face, drawing a line, don't get here, stand over there. Now you can't stand over there. We've seen that happen so many times in so many different cities. We saw it happen in Dallas with the JFK commemoration. We saw it happen in Ferguson. That's not happening in New York?
No, I'm not. Well, it may be happening, but it's not being reported.
Okay, all right.
It's a city of 8 million people, a lot of areas, and so there very well may be, but from what I'm hearing and what I'm seeing, they've been most professional, as they normally are. I mean, let me just stop right there. David, we always have to do this proviso. Not all police are bad.
Right.
They do a good job. Yes, we know that. We understand that. And we don't want to live, I don't want to live in a society without police. I'm not a full-blown anarchist or whatever. But you brought up something which is the most important. David, in my humble opinion, I don't mean to interrupt, but just so that you know my point of view. The issue is not race. The issue is the hyper-militarization of the police, number one, which we have been talking, and I have been talking about for years. That's number one.
Right.
Number two, there's a systemic, if you will, attitudinal problem in some departments, in some cases, where the police are almost allowed to assume this very hyper-adversarial position. It's kind of an attitude. Let me ask you this question. Let's assume we had this time machine, and we can go back and we can look at a situation that happened, and we take the Eric Garner case exactly as it happened, at the same site, same players. And through the magic of time travel, we could put in place of Eric Garner, instead of a 300-pound, rather large African-American male, let's say a slight African-American man who's 80 years old, and then a grandmother who's white, and a child, and a priest, and a man with a suit, a bunch of variables. Would we have had same degree of escalation in varying parties involved? Or would the police have said, no, this is a one-size-fits-all reaction. When you resist, this is how we react. And I would venture to say, no, you would not see the police act the same way. So the question is, why? Why would they not put a chokehold or carotid restraint or whatever on a grandmother? She's resisting, or a man in a business suit, or a priest. And I think we have to be honest. Yes, there is a reaction. Now, is that racist? I don't know. I think that word too patellar, too Pavlovian. Racism. Just because there's a disparity, just because of...
Well, Lionel, I kind of think I would come up with a different answer. I kind of think they would, based on all the different shots that we've seen. I know that the statistics show that the predominance is against black people. We know that they're arrested at a higher rate for marijuana. They go to jail based on the crimes that come together. They are more likely to serve jail time if they're arrested for marijuana than white people are. So I understand there is a systemic bias against blacks. There's no doubt about that. Absolutely. But, I've seen so many police brutality videos, just that video that just went viral. We had it up on our site earlier in the week. This is what happens when you call the police. I mean, I see people of all different colors see that happening to them. They've got mandatory drawing blood, even if you're not drinking. They don't even have to be suspicious that you're a drunk driver. They can just demand to draw your blood. I've seen pictures of people saying, "What is this? Is this America?"
Right.
And that's a white guy in that particular case.
A point well taken. You bring up an excellent point. And by the way, we need this so much, not only in media and radio, but just talking, not necessarily saying my hashtag, my selfie, image is better than yours or more pithier than yours. Let me go back to some other cases which I think are horrible and really speak to what you're saying. There was a horrible case that we saw of Kelly Thomas, 2011, Fullerton, California. Schizophrenic, homeless man, known by Fullerton County, these police officers, who was beaten to death.
Yes.
Not quickly, but it involved a series of blows and contact. Put him into a coma, and then life support was pulled. All right. Would that situation have been different had it been a different man, a different situation? I say yes, not because of race. I think that sometimes cops, in situations like this, do have the ability to say, this guy is being arrested here, Eric Garner, back to him, for selling loose cigarettes untaxed. This is not exactly public enemy number one.
Right, exactly.
This is this nonsense called the broken windows theory. You're going to hear a lot about that. The broken windows theory. Sounds terrific. Quality of life crimes. Quality of life. I don't think that if somebody would say, whoa, Knight, hold it, you and I are partners. Imagine that. Hold it. It's that 90-year-old grandmother. Don't you understand? We reacted. No, people do. They have the ability to say, whoa, wait a minute, sir, back up. We don't want to bother you. Or Tamir Rice, whatever happened to the bullhorn? Whatever happened to getting up? You, drop the gun. Put your hands up. The way police confront, going back, and I'm jumping around, and I'm sorry for that, but you mentioned Tamir Rice. This is a case. If you and I were partners, I would say, why are we driving up to this person that we think has a gun? Why don't we maintain a safe distance, call for backup? What's the hurry? He's by himself. Let's use this. I don't understand the immediacy. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's training. It's systemic. It's attitude. It's us and them. It's we're the cop. I don't know.
And we can see the video there. He doesn't look to me like he's a serious threat to them, like he's fighting back. I've got Paul Joseph Watson joined us on the line from the UK, and I wanted to let's put that question to Paul. Paul, what do you think? You think, in terms of the way this is being portrayed by many in New York as racism, you've got a story up on Infowars.com right now. Some people tweeting out that they thought that playing White Christmas at the Christmas tree lighting ceremony at Rockefeller Center in New York was racist.
Well, I mean, this is an example of how this has degenerated so quickly. And David, I was attacked as a white supremacist for supporting the facts in the Brown case, just as I've been attacked as a cop hater for supporting the facts in the Garner case. But this has been hijacked by social justice warriors, as Lionel said, to all be about race. When it's not about race, it's about violence. And now, as he mentioned, Darius Rucker, this black singer, sung White Christmas at the New York tree lighting ceremony last night, and the outrage was immediate. That snow itself, a form of frozen precipitation, could be racist. That this was an offensive slur against the Garner verdict. And, I sent out the tweet. White Christmas is a song about snow. It's not a song about white people. Yeah. So it's an illustration of how this has been hijacked by many on the left, just as the Ferguson protests were hijacked by communists, to make everything about race and not about what it should be, which is police brutality, which is what we should all be unifying against. Because when they make it about race, that only ostracizes conservatives. It turns away half of Americans. They don't want to support this movement because it comes across as ludicrous when people are saying that singing White Christmas is a racial slur.
It's actually
so
counterproductive.
Emphasize the fact this is about violence. It's not about race.
Right.
You know, white privilege. There's a hashtag Twitter trend, criming while white, which is a bunch of white people confessing their white guilt over having minor infractions and not being punished by police. But, you know, Kelly Thomas, his white privilege didn't count for anything when he was beaten to a bloody pulp in California. James Boyd, shot down like a stray dog in Albuquerque. He couldn't rely on his white privilege to save him from that situation. So it's not about black or white. It's about police brutality. That's what we need to focus on.
And we've got a break coming
against that.
We've got a break coming up, but we've also got this story from Kit Daniels. I want to get Lionel's reaction to this. Tweeting out, and this is a tweet somebody put out. Next time someone asks, white privilege is fatally choking a man on camera for millions to witness and getting away with it. I would say that's not white privilege. I would say that that's maybe blue privilege. We need to look at what is actually going on with these grand jury situations, and I want to get Lionel's reaction to that as a former prosecutor, as a defense attorney. Talk to us about what's going on in these grand juries. Why aren't we seeing indictments come so that we can have a public, open trial that the public can see the evidence that's there? I think that would de-escalate these situations. We'll be right back with Paul Joseph Watson and Lionel. Stay with us.
Are you happy doing your laundry with perfume detergents that irritate your skin? Are you happy washing your hands with stinking fragrances that gives your skin rashes? Are you happy paying new, higher prices for smaller boxes? Find your happiness today with our 1 to 4 year supply of pure soaps, or our 1 to 2 month sampler with bar soap, shampoo, laundry, and dish soap at 5starsoap.com. You deserve the best. Happiness is 5starsoap.com.
Newsflash. Home invasions are on the rise. It takes less than 10 seconds to kick in a door. 10 seconds is not enough time to protect your family. And what would happen if you are not home? Easy Armor is the ultimate security solution. 85% of break-ins are through a door. Protect your home now with Easy Armor. Go to invasionstopper.com to get real security for under $70. That's invasionstopper.com. Easy Armor. Your security is our only business.
Do you have relatives and friends that are convinced there is no need ever to prepare for any kind of emergency? Are these also folks you buy Christmas presents for? At 30dayfoodsupply.com, we can solve both of these problems at the same time. Go to 30dayfoodsupply.com or call 541-229-0010. We can ship your Christmas presents directly to them. Choose from our original $99 30-day food supply, our long-term storage vegan burger mixes, and other oatmeal, soups, porridges, beans, and granolas for everyday use. All products are non-GMO, MSG-free, and vegetarian. Most are gluten, soy, and nut-free. Call 541-229-0010 today. Oregon Trail Foods and 30dayfoodsupply.com keep prices low, cutting out the middleman by buying directly from their producers in Oregon. Remember, only $10 ships your entire order to the lower 48. Visit the website 30dayfoodsupply.com. Call 541-229-0010. 30dayfoodsupply.com. 541-229-0010.
What looks good under your Christmas tree and tastes even better? Big Berkey water filters. Yes, the gift of clean water. A gift that provides a great foundation for achieving good health in the lives of your loved ones. A Big Berkey water filter gives them protection from bacteria, heavy metals, chlorine, fluoride, pesticides and herbicides, VOCs, and more. And best of all, a Big Berkey water filter is a gift that lasts for many years with no additional investment. And that saves time and money in filter replacements that other water filters require and are even powerful enough off to purify treated, untreated, or even stagnant pond water. As always, all orders over $50 are shipped free, and GCN listeners get 5% off all ceramic filter systems. Order online at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com, spelled Big, B-E-R-K-E-Y, waterfilters.com, or call 877-99-BERKEY. That's 877-99-BERKEY. Gift well this Christmas. Give a Big Berkey water filter.
Managing your business and